Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dork Entertainment. We've got a very special review/discussion here. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, damn. That was incredible.
I've got Samit here with me and Junie. Thank you for joining us. We watched, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home, and we're going to give a bit of a non-spoiler review and discussion about the movie and what we thought. So straight off the bat, let's just start with our scores. So I'll go first. So I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 for me. It was an excellent movie, very well made, very well written, just enough, comedy in there, little spurts of comedy, enough seriousness, there's sadness in there, and it's got a bit of everything. So, and it's an all-round Spider-Man movie, and I think for me, it's one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, actually. So we'll head to Samit. What did you think?
9.5 out of 10. So it's, I'm just going to lay it out here. It's the best Spider-Man movie out of all of them. It's definitely also the best written Spider-Man movie. And I could even possibly say one of the best written Marvel movies.
Wow, big call there, Samit. Okay.
Big calls, yeah. I'll explain all of them. But they are massive calls. And I think John Watts has navigated this, navigated through there's a lot of big things in this movie, but I think the story and the writing really shines, and we get to see a really special Spider-Man movie from this. And I think, it's a 9.5 for me.
9.5. And Junie, what do you rate this movie?
I rate it a 10 out of 10 for sure.
10 out of 10.
It's one of my top 5 Marvel movies.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
It was amazing. I like it. Just like another one that I really liked was Captain America: Civil War. Yeah. And I'll put it up there with that. Like it's very special. It was really, really like what an experience.
10 out of 10. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen our scores there. We rate this movie fairly highly.
Yeah.
We'll start off with, I guess, the story without going into too many spoilers.
This is going to be interesting.
So it follows on. I mean, I will say that it does follow on from the last Spider-Man movie. So
straight,
yeah,
exactly. Straight from there.
Yeah. So where that left off, that's where this pretty much starts. So, it's not much of a spoiler, but everyone knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Yeah.
What?
And the whole basis of this story is based around that fact. Right? Not really a spoiler because that happens in the last movie.
Yeah.
But that's basically what this story revolves around, the identity of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the way they've crafted the story into this, from that beginning is, impeccable. It's like, it starts off the tempo. The main thing about movies is the tempo of the movie, right? It starts off a bit slow, builds up into the characters and everything, and then it sort of, steamrolls into the finale, and that's where the big finale happens, right? And this delivers. On that end. So it's a big thumbs up from me from the story end, and I think it was awesome.
Yeah, like I said before, like John Watts, this is a pretty crazy story.
One of Marvel's craziest, I think.
One of Marvel's crazy. It deals with a lot of things like the multiverse and all that sort of stuff, which can be very hard to grasp. I guess for the casual viewer, which is what I was a bit hesitant for the casual viewer to understand what was going on.
Comic readers would be used to that type of.
The dorks, we would lap this up, but I was sort of concerned that a concept like the multiverse would be very hard to sort of grasp for the casual audience. But I felt the director has done very well here. He's navigated through. There's a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of fan service that happens in this movie, but at the end of the day, all of it is sort of it's servicing this great story that was written and servicing the character of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and it's just I felt the same sort of way about Infinity War, where I felt the Russos had a very difficult job dealing with all these characters, but they did it like masterfully. I thought
it felt like a Russo movie. Like if you were to tell me like if you hand me this movie, you don't tell me the director.
Yeah.
I would say like it's,
And like the way John Watts handled a lot of like, there's a lot of characters here. He handled it with just such care and such reverence, I guess, for the characters that it's just done really well. And like, yeah, props to the writers for this, because it could have easily sort of it could have easily fallen off and become a disaster.
It could have got quite muddled because with all the characters that we've seen in the trailers.
Yeah, and like for me, like this movie, it goes to the core of the Spider-Man character. And it goes, which is, with great power comes great responsibility. And where I felt I connected with this movie is that for me, it felt like a story about a boy who was growing up, getting that responsibility in his life, and I guess a lot of the stuff that goes with it. And that's the genius of this story, is that of this movie, is that it's sort of encapsulated in its own. There's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff, but it works so well as its own sort of movie, just about a boy growing up and getting responsibility.
Yeah, and I think we have to remember that this is part 3 in the trilogy. So this is sort of the rounding off movie of this trilogy, right? So, and I think it does it well, especially with the ending. Of course, we can't talk spoilers, but with the ending, I feel like it rounds it off pretty well. Even though we know from sources online that Tom Holland is supposedly doing 3 more movies, so I'm guessing that will be like another trilogy. But this is sort of rounding off this trilogy. And it does it well.
Yeah, it's just I'm in awe actually of what I saw, and me and we're gonna go watch it again, I guess, in a couple of hours, another session. But
like obviously from the trailers, they've got characters from previous Spider-Man, they've got the villains from previous Spider-Man movies. They were done well, like they weren't cheaply. They weren't just like, "Hey, look at me." It's a nostalgia reference.
It's all servicing.
It's very organic.
It's servicing the story.
It's
not just cameo for the sake of cameo.
It'd be easier to stuff that up.
There's a point to all of this, right? They're all servicing the story. They're all servicing the characters. And it's all towards building Tom Holland up more.
The only slight negative I've got to say is probably Jamie Foxx's character and acting. Like it's borderline leading there to, it could have gone worse, but it didn't. It was just borderline.
It's a bit.
There's only small blip.
It could have easily, all the characters could have been like that. But it was just the occurrence of him.
I guess one character we could talk about, which I'll talk about the character's acting, but I won't talk about the actor. We've seen in the trailers and a little bit of Green Goblin.
Brilliant. William Dafoe, brilliant.
Okay, we'll talk about William Dafoe. I guess Green Goblin, you would know it's William Dafoe. William Dafoe, as we said, Jamie Foxx puts in a bit of a weird performance. William Dafoe is incredible in this movie. This is one of his best acting performances, better even than what he did in Spider-Man,
in the original
one. This is incredible.
It was really good.
Very powerful.
A very powerful performance of William Dafoe, and it's like he's a great actor. For him, he's a great actor. He just not a day on set for him, but he's put in such a great performance that. It's
honestly,
incredible.
he steals the show.
He steals the show.
I mean, he steals the show, but the whole package is just.
It all comes together in such a great way.
And
we've seen some trailers, Doc Ock.
And Doctor Strange, we're talking about Doctor Strange.
He definitely, there's parts where certain lines he delivers really elevate. You can tell it's pure just acting chops. It's not even like writing, not even story, not even character. It's just acting chops that he elevates it.
And like his character, my God, it gets a bit like creepy. Like how scary. He's very like the character, the stuff that he does, and like the way he sort of talks to other people in this movie. It is a bit scary.
And he hasn't played the character in 2002.
It's been a long time, nearly 20 years. And it's a bit frightening in a good way. Like it's just, oh my God, I can't believe some of the stuff that he was saying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, this is a performance.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, we'll talk about Doctor Strange as well, because he's this movie wouldn't have been the movie it is without him. He's an integral part to this story. And he's always Benedict. You know, he's always great. Like, I think he plays the role really well. That role suits him to a T, and he plays it really well. So
and also like with Doctor Strange, there was sort of the risk that he would be the new Tony Stark and overshadow the movie. Like a lot of people thought that Tony did before with the other Spider-Man movies, but they've used him pretty well, Doctor Strange, in this. Yeah, they've used him the right way.
I think everyone plays their role just enough, like to make sure that Tom Holland is the central piece there. Like he's the main character, and he plays the central role. I think there are other characters that are scattered throughout. Like they play their role just enough. So yeah, look, I think it's an awesome movie. Definitely recommend watching, in the theater if you can. We really enjoyed this movie. I think it's one of the best movies to come out this year, definitely. And in the last couple of years, like it's up there with, like, of course, I'm going to say you can't beat Endgame. That is like up there, but like it's up there with that movie. Like
and it's definitely same caliber.
It's come out, like, we'll also look at, it's come out during the pandemic, right? So it's really like a massive movie, and there's like, we were there at the cinema, we saw what was going on, and especially the sessions that we were trying to book later, it was just packed. It's sold out everywhere. So it's a massive movie that has had a big response. The biggest response, I'd say, in the pandemic. Like, I don't think any movie's touching this box office. But it's just, I can't wait to see it again. I guess in a couple of hours we're going to go watch it again. Also,
awesome movie. Check it out. Make sure you check it out. So that was our non-spoiler discussion. We really love this movie. We're giving our score ratings. Join us after you watch the movie to our next video, which is going to be our spoiler discussion, where we'll talk about spoilers. Obviously, we'll warn you that that's the spoiler discussion, so you don't ruin it. Once you watch the movie, then come and watch our video after that, and please comment down below what you thought of our review, a non-spoiler review, and like the video, share it if you can, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate all of your support, and we shall see you in the next video. Peace.